Hey guys, HardlyBriefDan here with another episode of our August game of the month. This is episode 6, and you might be wondering, hey, where is all of the art assets we had? Well, don't worry too much because they're all still here. I'm just changing around a few things, and I actually went into Inkscape and did some work. I created 4 missiles or bombs or cannonballs, whatever the hell you want to call them, that are going to be coming out of our cannon. There's 4 of them with different heads. They're going to do the same amount of damage. Not sure what that's going to be yet, but they're going to be exactly the same. I created a new base for the cannon, and I created the actual cannon itself. It's nothing too special. I'm not a great artist, but I thought of a few things that I could do, and this is what I came up with. I went ahead and saved all of them, and I actually already imported them into Unity. You can see them here. I have the 4 different missiles, the new base, and the new cannon. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drag our sky back in, drag our ground, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag our base and our cannon. So there we go. We got our game map set up, almost. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and click the sky. I'm going to reset it, put it back at 0, 0, 0. I'm going to grab the ground, reset it. I'm going to grab our base and reset it, and then our barrel, and of course I'm going to reset it again. So now that I got our sky, I'm going to go ahead and set that as our sky. Going to grab our ground, set that as ground. Our base cannon will be our set that as ground, and then I'm going to grab our barrel, and it's going to be play objects. Okay, so now grab your using the shift key, grab the ground, or click the ground, and then using the shift key, hold it down, and then click and drag down to drag on the y-axis, and you're just going to slowly lower that. I'm using the camera view down here to see where I kind of want it. I'm going to grab the background now, hold shift and drag it up a bit. I want to get some of that bluer texture down there, or color. And then now I'm going to grab the base, and I'm going to drag that down. I'm actually going to make this a bit smaller. It's pretty big. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and zero out my X so I know it's centered, and then I'm going to drag it down. Probably about right there, like. I'm going to grab the cannon barrel now, and I'm going to zoom in up top on the scene view. I'm going to go ahead and make this a bit smaller. Going to zero out the X, shift it down, grab it. Going to go ahead and maximize on play. I'm going to press play and see if I like it. That's looking pretty good. The cannon could be maybe a little bit bigger, but I like that for now. So this is going to be our new view. I'm going to put, this is probably be it for now. Maybe if I get motivated again, or get an artistic buff, I can create something else. But I kind of like that for now. It's pretty simple, and it looks pretty good. So now that we have our new barrel in here, you might be wondering, well, did our whole movement script go out? And it didn't. It's still fine. So all you have to do is grab the cannon mouse control script, drag and drop it onto our new barrel, and now we need to do a few things. We need our firing point because that's gone. Oh, the script didn't attach itself. Go ahead and attach it. There we go. We need a new firing point. So go up to Game Objects, create empty. It's on the hierarchy now, so we're going to label that firing point. Drag it to where we want it. You remember it's. I'm going to zoom in, make sure I got it where I want it. I'm actually going to zero out the X, have it in the center, drag this up a little bit, about right there. So that's where, this is where our bomb is going to be created. Okay. And now I'm going to parent. I'm going to make the barrel the parent of firing point. Excuse me. If you remember, we have our tag created from a couple videos, or I guess last video. Go ahead and tag our new firing point. And now I'm going to press play, and we should be able to move our cannon. Here we go. Moving our cannon back and forth. I kind of like this a little bit better than what we had with the whole base rotating. Now it's just the cannon on top. And now what we're going to do is work on creating a prefab. I'll introduce what a prefab is, and we're going to create one for a missile. And the missile is going to come out of the cannon, and then hopefully if it hits something, like a helicopter or something, it'll blow up, or if it misses, then it misses. But we're going to go ahead and instantiate our missile. So what I'm going to do is I have created an empty prefab. I'm going to go ahead and delete it just to show you guys basically how to do it from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder. We're going to call it prefabs. Okay, and in this prefab folder, I'm going to go ahead and create prefab. And this is going to be cannon ammo 1. And this is going to be one color type of our missile. So go ahead and grab, in our artwork where I put my new missiles, I'm going to go ahead and grab the first one. I'm going to attach, okay. So go ahead and actually grab the first missile. If you haven't made them, take your time and go ahead and make a few things. I can upload the artwork onto Dropbox and provide a link for you guys. But I wish you would try to attempt to create something in Inkscape. That'd be awesome. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, but definitely try to mess around in it. It's a very simple program. Maybe I can draw a few shapes at the end of this video for you. But okay, so now we have our missile in here. I'm going to drag and drop it onto our prefab down here. So now we have a prefab of it. You can go ahead and actually drag the prefab to the scene. We're going to put this in the play objects sorting layer. It's huge, as you can see, so we've got to make this a lot smaller. Go ahead and drag it, size it correctly. I'm going to zoom in on the cannon, kind of get the correct size of what we want. That's about right. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and click the prefab. I'm going to zero out the X, and I'm going to actually make these 0.12. Just to have a little bit better numbers. Nothing crazy. So now we have this. I'm going to delete the prefab because it's saved anyways. Oh, it didn't save it. Shoot. I got to create a new prefab. Excuse me. So drag it to play objects. Shrink it down. Drag it. Get it the right size. That's too small. That's actually fine. Okay, I'll go ahead and zero it out. We're going to make this 0.14. A little bit bigger than last time, but I like that size. It's a little bit more visible. We'll go ahead and go down your prefabs folder and create a new one. Delete the old one. We're going to go ahead and make a new prefab, and we're going to call it Cannon Ammo 1. Alright. Going to drag and drop that. Now we have the saved prefab. Cancel it. If I drag it into the scene, perfect. Alright, so now, what do we do with this prefab? Well, we need a script that controls, basically, its movement. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new C# script. So in our scripts folder, drop down our scripts folder, we're going to, in our play scene, we're going to go create a new C# script, and it's going to be missile, or cannon ammo. I'm going to create a new folder, and we're going to call this cannon ammo, just to try to keep it a little more organized. We can actually drop it into our cannon control. Go ahead and open that up in Model Develop, and there we go. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to instantiate the object, this prefab, this game object, into the world, and then it needs to accelerate. So the first thing that we're going to do is jump into our Canon mouse control script, and we're going to create our instantiate function. So where we create this line cast, or this ray cast, excuse me, we're going to create a instantiate function. But what we need to do is add a public variable up here. It's going to be of type game object, and it's going to be our projectile. We'll call it cannon ammo. Now jump down here under our debug fire, and we're going to do instantiate. And that's going to take an object, which is going to be our cannon ammo. It's going to take a vector 3 position, and we're going to use our firing point dot position, and then we're going to use our firing point rotation. So let me explain what this does, and actually we'll jump into Unity and I'll show you exactly what it's doing. But basically, instantiate means create an object. Okay, this object's going to be created, and depending, it can be any object, but in this case it's going to be cannon ammo, and it's going to be whatever we assign cannon ammo to be. It's going to instantiate it at the same position our firing point is at, and it's also going to set it instantiate at the same exact rotation. So when we're 180 degrees to the left, it's going to instantiate our missile at 180 degrees to the left. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to control this to save. I'm going to jump into Unity. We shouldn't have any errors, and we don't. If you click the cannon barrel, you'll see this new variable, and it's looking for a cannon ammo. So you're going to go ahead and drag and drop our cannon ammo prefab, and I'm going to go ahead and press play, and we're in our scene now, and you can see that we're instantiating our objects. And it goes, it's at the angle and stuff, but they're not moving, they're just there. So what we need to do is create a script and we attach it to the missile that basically translates or moves our transform. So that's where our cannon ammo script comes in. In our update function, we're going to do a transform.translate function. This function takes a vector 3 translation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go vector 3 dot up. So it's going to push it in the forward direction, up in the y-axis, and we're going to times it by a variable that we're going to create called missile or cannon ammo speed. Now this doesn't exist, so we're going to copy and paste it. Go up to public. Go up to the top. We're going to create a public integer. We'll make it an int, and save it there. We're going to set it equal to 1 just because, so we have something. I'm going to go ahead and control S to save. I'm going to jump down to Unity. On our prefab here, we need to go ahead and drag. Don't think that will work. Oh, okay. So go ahead and drag the cannon ammo script onto our cannon ammo prefab. You see the speeds there. I'm going to raise this to 10. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and press play now. And you see it's there, but it's going really, really fast, I'm pretty sure. Just to double check, we'll go ahead and press play. Yeah, you can see they're firing, but I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to zoom way out, and we're going to see where this bad boy's going. Oh, actually, here we go. So they're moving really fast. That's okay. What we're going to do is we'll pause it, and we're going to find it. You can see that this thing went extremely far. And that's partly because it's an update function, so it's going to speed up extremely fast. So we're going to go ahead and cut this and just put it in our start function. So when it's instantiated, this is going to start. It's going to do it once. I think that's going to be more reasonable. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Looks like it's even faster now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's moving really quick. We're going to go ahead and drop our speed down on the cannon ammo to about, let's just say 2. I'm going to have to multiply it most likely by time to, yeah. So this is the issue. We're going to multiply it by time.delta time. And we're actually going to move it back into the update function. See, this goes to show you guys, I don't know exactly what I'm doing all the time. Hope you don't think I do. I'm still learning just as much. But anyways, we're going to multiply this by time.delta time so that it goes with the frame rate. So it's a smooth, it just doesn't jump. Go ahead and press play. There we go. Look at that. We got missiles now. How cool is that? So I'm going to go ahead and maximize this. And you can see that we're firing. I don't really like where the spawn point is. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited right now about this. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the missiles to about 5. I'm going to click on our firing point here. I'm going to go zoom in on the scene. And I'm actually going to raise the firing point up just a bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. So say we got a helicopter coming in from the left over here. We can fire at it. Look at that. Ooh, it's looking good. Okay. You can't even click fast enough. Maybe we can, it's looking pretty good. But we have one issue. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to go ahead and stop, not maximize. I'm going to go ahead and press play again. And I want you guys to watch the hierarchy. Look how many clones we have. And that's okay. It's not too big of an issue. But let's say you're playing for 30 minutes. You're going to kill your machine. These objects are not disappearing. And so what we need to do is delete the clone once it gets to a certain height. Or once it hits an object. But for now, we're just going to delete it once it hits a certain height. And so what we want to do is kind of figure out how high these missiles are going. So I'm going to go ahead and press play. I'm going to fire one. And right here, we're about, the position of this is at 7.6. You can see it over here in the inspector. I pause it. I'm on the Canon ammo clone. You can see we're at 7.6. So probably right around 8. Right around 8 is a good spot where we're going to delete. Well, we'll be 9. At 9 height, we're going to create it in the script. We're going to say at 9, when the transform's position reaches 9, greater than or equal to 9, we're going to kill it, delete it, destroy it. So we'll go if, I believe it's if transform dot position dot y. So we're going to look at that y position is greater than or equal to 9.0f. We'll just do 9. Then what are we going to do? Well, we want to destroy transform. So I think it's destroy immediate. Don't. It's good just to stay destroy immediate. It's a function, so it's going to take transform. I think that's what you do. I'm going to go ahead and click save. I'm going to come up here below our public int ammo speeder. You're going to go public int destroy. Maybe your screen layout's a little different, so I'm going to make this destroy height a public variable so that you can edit it multiple times. Controls to save. So like, say 9's not high enough for you, you can go in and fix it in Unity rather than coming back to the script. Controls to save. We're going to jump back into Unity. Let's see if we have any errors. I'm not sure if that destroy is going to work or not. Let's see. Oh, it did. So look, I'm going to create a whole bunch. Look, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 clones. The highest one's at 8.3, 7.5, and then we got all the way down to 4. I'm going to go ahead and press play, unpause, and you're going to see all these get deleted. I'm going to go ahead and click this one that's at 4. Watch the transform Y position over here, and you'll see that it disappears. It's gone. So what we're doing is we're saving. We're I guess making the game more stable. Basically, we know these aren't going to go anywhere. I mean, they're going to get deleted once they get past a certain point, which is exactly what we want. We don't want these to continue to be around because it'll just bog down our game. Now, yep, good. So they're getting high enough so that they're out of the screen, I think. I'm going to go ahead and maximize on play so we can make sure. Yep, but they're definitely disappearing in time. So I'm going to go ahead and press play again. I'm going to jump down to our Canon mouse control and mono develop. I actually want to change our, I'm going to change this to 5, what is it left? It's less than that. So we're going to make it 4.5. I want to have a little bit more degree motion, and then 4.5. I want to be able to go farther left, I think. There we go. Yeah, that's where we want it. Yep, perfect. That's exactly what we want. And I know we discussed last time about having speed, about whether or not I was going to do this or not. And you see I added this speed variable here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and increase the speed on the cannon just a little bit. I want to be able to move it just a tad faster. So I'm going to make this a 3. Yeah, this feels a lot better. It's more... Now we do have one issue. And the issue is if I slam it to the right, the cannon tends to show itself. So a couple things I can do to make sure that it doesn't ever show itself but allow us to go farther is actually zoom in. And we'll go ahead, we'll just elongate it a little bit. It's going to make it a little thicker of a cannon. But actually, that looks pretty good. I'm going to actually... I'm going to go ahead and change again where we're spawning our... I don't like where the missile's spawning. It's alright. It's a little low, I think. And it might help, actually, if I go ahead and move our cannon. Our cannon ammo is on our play objects. I'm going to actually move it to the sky background. Go ahead and press play. I'm trying to think, does that look like it's coming out of the cannon more or less? Because it's behind the cannon now. I think it's going to cause us problems if I do it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back, grab our prefab. I'm going to go ahead and put that back onto play objects because we're going to need to use it. And if it's on a different layer, then it won't capture it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our firing point. I'm going to drag it up a little bit. I think that'll help. Yeah, that looks a lot better. There we go. So we're actually got a little game going here. We got, I mean, there's no objective or anything, but we got our cannon. It's moving. We got bullets flying everywhere. You know, what we can even do is, this would be real quick and easy. In our cannon, no, actually in our play objects, play scripts, we have this empty transform here that's doing nothing. It's an empty object. We go ahead and drag it down here. But basically, we can put stuff and store information on here. Destroy height. Oh, it's supposed to be destroy height. Sorry, I just saw that error. But anyways, what we can do here is add like a counter so that we can count. So go ahead and we're going to create a new C# script. And this is, I'll probably end the video here after we do this. But we're going to call this game stats. We'll probably change this in the future, but this would just be fun to do for now. We're going to go ahead and every time we instantiate an object, we're going to increase a counter. And so what we'll do in this game stats, we're going to create a public static, and we're going to call this missile or cannon ammo. Oh, it's going to be int, excuse me, int camo cannon ammo fired. No, we'll do amount. That's what we want. Amount cannon ammo fired. So on the start of the game, we're going to actually set amount equal to 0, and we're going to increase this counter. This is just where it's going to be stored, and we can go ahead and put a GUI function up in here on. I'll get more in depth with this later, but void on GUI. We're going to do a GUI label. So GUI.label, we're going to do takes our new rect 000 for now, and then it's going to take GUI content, which will be a amount fired, and then we'll do a plus symbol, and we're going to do amount yeah, amount cannon fired. There we go. So that's a GUI label. That's what it's going to show. It's going to show us at, we'll say it's 10 from the left, 10 from the top. It's 100 wide and 100 long. I'll make it, yeah, that should be right. So now you're wondering, well, how do we how do we count? Well, you go to your mouse control, and under our instantiate here, we go, as soon as we fire, we know we have instantiated object. We're going to go game stats dot amount fired, and we're going to go plus plus. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press play. I don't think we have any errors. We don't. Good to hear. Now you see, I didn't drag. I need to drag our game stats to our play scripts game object. You can see we have amount fired up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see now we're keeping track of some stats, and so it's just something to look at. But there's one thing actually I wanted to do and I forgot that I haven't done yet is I want to create more prefabs. We have 4 ammo. You know, we have 4 cannon ammos. We want to make them all. So go ahead and make a new prefab. We're going to call this cannon ammo 2. We're going to go ahead and just duplicate it. Okay, cannon ammo 2 and 3, 4. What we want to do is go into our artwork. We're going to drag our missile 2, 3, and now 4. So we have them here. We're going to put them in our play objects. I'm going to go ahead and look at our prefab, and if you remember, we scaled our prefab down, the first one, to 0.14, 0.14. So we need to do that for all these. So now I'm just making these the correct height. So now we got our new cannons. They're on our play objects. They're pretty tiny, but that's okay. We need the cannon ammo script on all of them. Now we have our ammo, and this is what's cool. So we have a cannon ammo speed of 5 on 1. We could say, let's say 2 can be 4, 3 can be 6, and we'll say 4 is 5. So they're not all the same, but it's going to add a little variance. You don't have to do that. You can make them all the same. It's up to you. But go ahead and drag these down to our prefabs. So grab cannon ammo 4, missile 4 to ammo 4, missile 3 to ammo 3, and then missile 2 to ammo 2. You can go ahead and delete these in the scene view. Grab these 4. Grab these other 3. If you want to grab them all, you can hold Shift. Click the first one, hold Shift. Oh, click the first one, hold Shift, and grab 4, and it grabs them all. And then you can drag them all up to prefabs. So now we got our 4. Now you're wondering, well, how does it? You're wondering probably, you know, how do we use these? Do we use these? Well, what we need to do is, instead of having in our mouse control script, instead of having a game object of 1, call it cannon, we're going to make an array. So we'll do an array. We're going to call it cannon ammo, and we're going to set this array equal to a new game object array of size 4. So go ahead and press save, Control to save, jump back into Unity, and I'm going to click our barrel. And now you'll see in a second, oh, we got an error. I think I did that wrong. I thought it, oh, you know, I think it goes 4 in here. Yep, there we go. I put the size wrong. Oh, I'm doing that wrong now. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Comment that out for right now. Click Control S to save. I need to get this. Here we go. Now we have our array size. We're going to make it size 4. And we're going to drag our ammo. So drag 1 ammo, 2, 3, 4. So we have all of our missiles in that array. Go back into Unity, or in MonoDevelop, excuse me, and where we have our instantiate, we're going to create a little cool function here. So this cannon ammo right here won't work. What we need to do is we're going to call our array, so we're going to go cannon ammo of random dot range of either 0 to 3. it's no, yeah, 0 to 3. So what this is gonna do, real quick, this random range is gonna choose a value between 0 and 3. And if you don't know, arrays don't count from 1, 2, 3, 4. In our case, it's a size 4 array. It actually counts from 0. It starts at 0. So we need to include 0. So our cannon right here, this little line of code that I just wrote, it's going to say, okay, let's look at the cannon ammo array, randomly choose 0 through 3, and then pick that one. It's going to point to that position. So if random.range returns a 2, it's going to grab whatever is in a 2 index of our array. So control is to save, go back into Unity. I got a few errors. Let's see, what did I do wrong? Oh, that's why, because this is not my, I had a capital C there, and that's not what we have. It's lowercase c. So control is to save, go back into Unity. I think that was our issue. That was. I'm going to go ahead and press play. And now hopefully we'll see a few different ones. So we're only seeing 2 right now. Which to me means there might be a problem. We're not seeing 1. I'm going to go to our barrel. Cannon ammo 1. Jump in the scene here. I just want to make sure I can see. Okay, so it looks like we're only grabbing 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna go ahead back in here and make sure we got this right. 0 to 3. Make it -1. It might actually 4. Yeah, I think it might be the minimum and then the maximum -1, so it's like 4 is really 3. I don't remember. I'm gonna go ahead and press play. Might just because we're not rolling anything. Let's see. There we go. Now we're getting them. So it looks to me like we're getting see, it's hard to tell between the yellow and whatnot, but there we go. We're getting some random ones. Look at that. We've fired 120. So there we go. I'm going to end the video here. What we've done today is we've added some new artwork. We added a instantiating object where we're firing our cannon. We've created some randomness, variability in how our ammo, fires out of the cannon. We have different variants of it. We have 4 different types. And we're starting to keep control or keep track of stats. We're keeping control or count of how many times we fired. So anyways, I hope you guys learned something. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. Look forward to making more videos for you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, help support me and the channel. Pass it on to your friends, share whoever you can. I thank you for all the support, and I'll talk to you guys next time.